Welcome to this Latin Beginners Follower Solo Practice dance lesson. Learning tips, including health and safety advice, are in the description. I'm dancing follower steps in this lesson, so you can simply copy me. If your dancing feels off or wrong, I suggest you stop and start again. Either leave the video running and join back in, or maybe rewind the video to the start of the exercise. As always, you can keep repeating an exercise as many times as you want. Let's do some stepping practice with music. I'm going to dance as a follower, so I'm actually going to start with my right foot this time. In case you're wondering, I always start with the left if I'm teaching everybody, because leaders have so much to think about in terms of the lead. I try and give them the feet, so there's one less thing for them to have to adjust. Anyway, whatever. Let's start on the right now. On the spot. Stepping on the right, stepping on the left. You don't need to do this with the hands, I'm just doing it to show you. I'm going to stop and start again, and I'll exaggerate my feet a bit more this time. Let's start now. Let's stop and start again. I'll call the feet this time. On the right now. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's stop and start again. I'll count it this time. I'll count the steps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! It can be a really great idea to dance on the spot with no music, just so we can hear the rhythm. For some people, this is really useful, and for most people, it's good practice. So we're going to start with the right foot because we're the follower. Let's start dancing now. You wouldn't normally make this much noise. I'm exaggerating so you can hear the rhythm. Let's stop and start again. Let's start dancing now. Right, left, right, left, right, left. For a lot of people, this really helps them understand what's happening and where the steps are. And for some people who were taking 2 steps, they go, oh my goodness, I was only taking 2 because I could only hear 2 noises. So there should be 3 noises for each set. So let's do that one more time. And brilliant. Let's do back basic. As we're dancing as followers, I'm going to start with my right foot, which is typically what a follower starts with. You might have a leader that starts on the left, that wants you to start on the left sometimes, but generally it'll be on the right. Back basic, back on the right. Let's start now. Let's stop and start again. I'll say the feet this time. Let's go back on the right foot. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's stop and start again. Back on the right, go. I'll start exaggerating my feet just to make it really clear. Obviously we don't really dance like this. let's do back basic without any music so we can hear the timing of our feet. So I'm going to start with my right foot because I'm the follower, and okay, so we got there's like 3 noises there. Let's do it again. I'll say right and left this time. And right, left, right. Remember, I'm exaggerating my footwork. Right, left, right, left. So for a lot of people, that helps them understand exactly how the back bit works. Start with our right foot because we're followers. Let's start now. Back basic, back basic, back basic, back basic, back basic, back basic. And let's stop. Let's carry on now. So it's back on the right, back on the left, back on the right, back on the left, back on the right, back on the left, stop. Let's carry on now. Back on the right, so it's always back on one side, then back on the other. I'll just see, we're gonna, hang on, let's all stop. I'm gonna exaggerate my footing this time, so you don't have to exaggerate your footing. Let's start dancing now. And stop. I'll just dance normally again. Let's start dancing now. This time I'm going to do loads of stops. And stop. Carry on now. Stop. Carry on. Stop. Oh, I said stop. Which foot are we going to start with? It's going to be the left because that was the next one we were due to step with. Let's start now. So we just started with the foot we happen to be ready on. Stop. Oh, we're about to step with the right. Let's start now. Stop. Now. Again, started with the next ready foot. Stop. So notice again, this time we're starting with the left because that was the one we're about to step with. Let's start now. If you get lost, you can always stop on your own and then try and join back in. So I'm just going to carry on for a little bit here. I used to do this a lot when I was first learning salsa, just continually doing back basic. I would get up if the dance was too fast. So if I was dancing, sort of social evening, and there was a song that was too quick, I'd get up anyway and I'd just do back basic, just because of that extra practice. And there'd always be someone that was willing to practice it with me, so it's a good social thing as well. And stop. Let's start now. And stop. Let's start now. Notice again, it always, by coincidence there, we were just ready to start with the right again. Stop. Oh look, this time ready to start with the left. Let's go now. So if you want extra practice, you can just go rewind, do that section again. I think the more comfortable you are with the basic, the more you can do it without thinking. You can then think about other things, for example, concentrating on the following, or maybe helping a beginner leader. You've got that spare brain power to do that while your legs just go on autopilot. 3, wee. This is a really fast song. So just stop and start again if you need to. Keep stopping and starting again if you need to. We're followers, we're going to start with the right. Join in or watch back on the right. Let's go now. Notice we are taking smaller steps. Because the music's faster, there is less time. Less time, less far. Then it's still just as easy. Stop! So everyone can start again. Let's start on the right. Let's start dancing now. Let's stop now. So again, I stopped when we were about to step with the right foot. Let's start now. I'm kind of keeping quiet because I think probably everyone's having to concentrate because it's so fast, including me. Let's stop now. Brilliant. I'm trying to think if there's anything really important there. Remember the exercises where we were transferring weight, like the rock steps like this, and the stepping on the spot. It's really important to help you speed up. Compared to the slow music, you just don't have the time. It's just going to all be a lot simpler. Let's have one more go. Well, we're going to dance for a while now without stopping, so join in or watch. Stop if you need to and restart. Let's start on the right foot dancing now. I'll say the feet out loud. Back on the right, back on the left, back on the right, back on the left, back on the right, back on the left, back on the right, back on the left. I'm just going to say the right, 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 right. Right, 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 right. Vanessa's going to carry on. I'm going to stop and join back in. So I'm looking for it to be back on the right there. I'm going to stop again and then join in with Vanessa. Oh, could have gone there. Could go there. When the music's really fast, there's a kind of tendency to speed up. So trying to resist that temptation, just keep it nice and steady. The other issue is, it depends on the person. Some people tend to slow down, and that might be if you're trying to step too far, or if you're trying to get your legs nice and relaxed, so the muscles aren't too tense, so they can make these fast movements without the muscles sort of holding them back. Brilliant. Good practice. Rewind, have another go if you want. Here are some thoughts about the tricky subject of working constructively with your leader. Obviously the leader's got to be thoughtful of you as well, but this is looking at it from the angle of what you can do to help the leader. Generally, just kind of stay with your leader and let them try and lead. So it can be really tempting to try and help. One of my big tips there is, especially if they're a beginner leader, although honestly for all leaders, sometimes the leader's head is like this. Oh, there's this move. Oh, when does it start? Wait, hang on. Okay, oh, no, it's fine. At least I'm still dancing. So hang on, let me have a think. I'm going to do the move. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it now. That's what's happening in their head. They're just like, oh my goodness, I've got to work this out, and they're working it out. And some followers get a bit impatient, and they're like, well, you haven't done anything for like 10 seconds. I'm just going to impose and take over, which can be a good thing because it's kind of helping out. But especially if you're in a learning situation, the leader, there's just this craziness happening in their head where they're trying to work everything out. Just be patient. Just give them time to practice. I think that's really important. And when that happens, what tends to happen is the leader gets more confident and then starts making decisions quicker. But you have to let them take longer initially, which obviously is something that's true in a lot of learning. If you're dancing with a beginner or absolute beginner, I always say look down a bit just to check what's going on with the feet. If you're dancing with a leader who's got a lot more experience, generally you don't need to look down at all. Depends on how that leader dances, depends on whether they're going to keep fitting in with you or not. They may not, they may expect you to do it. But a lot of experienced leaders, if they're dancing with an absolute beginner, will be kind of like, hey, enjoy the dancing, I'll keep fitting around you because I'll take on a shoulder a bit more of the work. Timing, if possible, stay in time. You might have a leader that's not staying in time, in which case you've got two choices. Either you just let them stay off time and stay dancing with them, so you've still got the enjoyment of the music and you're still moving together, you're just not in time. Or depending on the scenario you're in, you might want to talk to them about the timing and maybe just work on that for a bit, especially if there's two of you learning together or a group of you, whatever. You might take a time out, get the timing correct. Some leaders say, I want to get the move. Well, remember, if the leader's just learned a new move, the timing might go off because they're concentrating on the new move. But then once they get comfy, they want to try and get it back in time again. Last little thought, if you're dancing with a leader, then what often happens, especially with a beginner leader, more experienced leaders will try not to do this, but a beginner leader will often be like, I'm going to lead the follower to do a back step, and then they'll lead it on the beat. Now, a more experienced leader will actually lead it a bit before the beat, but beginners often lead it on the beat because there's just too much to think about, so you just do everything at the same time, it makes it easier. What that means is, followers, if you're just stepping a bit early, then you might miss that lead. So I encourage followers just to be patient, hang on in there, step on the beat, or maybe just a tiny bit behind to give the leader time to do the lead if they want to. Maybe a lead won't appear, and then you just sort of carry on doing what you were doing anyway. Thanks for watching. This is one of a series of nearly 50 lessons that create a complete partner dance learning experience. The video description and my website have lots more information to help.